Is he a saver or a spender or something else? I'm sure you have these questions. And this is a very important part of relationship. On one hand, it is the relationship, and the other, it is growing your wealth. And money and marriage, your relationship is so intertwined that if you uncover or solve that puzzle, you know, both your relationship and your money both will grow. And it is such an important topic. I have not heard much on this topic. We often hear about making money, making money. But what about relationships? And what if you have different money personality? Yes, saver or a spender or a giver or whatever. We look at it in a brief moment. What are all those money personalities? Hi, I'm Frankie. I'm Frankie Fernandez. I'm a certified financial planner. I'm a coach, financial coach, and I'm also a certified marriage coach. I'm an author of two books on marriage, and my upcoming book is on money and marriage. I'll keep you posted. So, we will, in this video, look at the different money personalities that we all have and what are the factors influencing the money personality. Right? Let's get into it. Let's dive into it. Before we talk about the 10 money personalities, let's talk a little bit about what is a money personality and why do we have such a term? Well, you all know what is a personality, right? Maybe you are an extrovert or you are an introvert. Maybe you're a go getter. Maybe you're a cool person. Maybe you are the life of the party. Maybe you are a person who is focused and analytical. So there are different types of personalities and temperaments, right? So that is a result of our genetic makeup and also our upbringing, but mostly it is a genetic makeup. Now, what is the money personality? Money personality also is something like a personality, but the best part of it is that you can modify this, and we will talk about that a little later. But money personality is how you behave. What is your attitude towards money? What is your response to money when you receive money, when you have to give money, when you have to manage money? What is your response? How you respond? Each of us respond differently. A husband may respond differently than the wife, right? So there is definitely a difference. And that is what is a money personality. And in this video, we will talk about those 10 money personalities which I have compiled. Well, there are various sources from where I've picked this up, and also based on my own experience and exposure. Now, there are some who say there are four personalities, there are three personalities, there are five, or whatever. But I have tried to pick up all the various nuances of a money personality, right? And we look at each of them briefly in this video. Number one, the saver. And as it says, a prudent and a frugal person. So, who is a saver? Now, if you were to give money or a bonus or a prize or a gift, if you get this money with you, what is the first thing you do? That is where you're inclined to, and that is your personality. So, as somebody like a saver, if you give money to a saver, the first thing that they think is about obviously saving, where they can save their money, where they can invest and grow their wealth, or at the basic minimum, set aside the money. And these people are prudent. Prudent is what? People who think about the future. People who think that money is required in the future. What do I do about the future? Will I have enough money for my retirement or for my children's education? So, a lot of thoughts go into the mind of a saver. And they're very frugal because they have to save. Depending on what salary you get, the savers will save and they will spend less. So, they're frugal. They will not buy expensive stuff. They will not buy a lot of stuff. They will think 10 times before buying things. So they are the savers. Are you a saver or is your spouse a saver? Right? So this will help you to understand. Second, the spender. And obviously, a spender is the one who loves spending, the extravagant. They're impulsive. Whether it's online shopping, or you go to a grocery store or a shopping mall, they love to shop. They love to spend. And often because there is so much of variety, so many choices these days, that they become extravagant. They spend more. And more often than not, they do a lot of impulsive spending, which means they have not budgeted or planned. They will go, they like it, they spend it, even if they do not have the money. They don't have to have the money in their purse. As long as they have a credit card, they use it. The giver. Givers are obviously, they are generous people. They think about philanthropy. The first thing that they will think about when they get money is who they will give, where they will give. Right? They are generous. They want to give. They think about others, others in the family or extended family, or friends, or relatives, or church, or office, wherever. They think who needs this money, and they give. They love giving. And obviously, they spend less, and they may not be even saving. Then there are the status seekers. Now, the saver, spender, giver are broadly three categories. So most of us fall into either of those three. But then there are also some variations as you get a little deeper. So obviously, a status seeker is a materialistic or a prestige driven, and they are people who are obviously spenders. But their spending also has some variety, variation. They're materialistic and prestige driven means they like branded stuff. They will have branded mobile phones. They will go for branded shirts and pants and shoes and belt, even branded. I knew a relative of mine who was so concerned about what belt he was wearing compared with his pants, because he had a very branded belt, and he wanted to ensure that they are all going together, right? So status seekers are those who are looking for status. They may or may not have the money. It doesn't matter if they're rich or they are not so rich. They like to show off. The money monks. Obviously, these are people who are not the spender kinds. Probably they are savers, or they are maybe giving. They are minimalists, and they are often detached from a lot of things that are happening in the world. They say, "Oh, I'm not interested." They'll have a few pairs of clothes, one pair of shoe, and their house will not have too many big things or expensive stuff. They'll have few things. They are minimalists, and they have that philosophy, and they are usually detached from a lot of things of the world. They won't get carried away by ads, promotion, or whatever. They have decided to live with minimum things. Probably they use their wealth to give to people, which is good, or they may be saving. The risk takers. These are people who are bold and adventurous. You'll find a lot of the startup entrepreneurs and people who invest. Risk takers are those who are investing. They don't take risk in terms of spending, buying things, but they will buy things which probably will add value later. They think, if I buy this, what is it that it can do to me and my family? Probably mostly in terms of investments, or in terms of, uh, you know, earning money by doing certain gigs, by investing somewhere where you could get passive income. So these are the people who are risk takers, bold and adventurous. So mostly they fall in the category of savers. Then you have the investor. Obviously, these are those who save. They are strategic and forward thinking. They think, if I invest here in this stock, what will it be in the next 5 years, 10 years? They look for opportunities. They are people who are well read. They watch a lot of news, current affairs, so that they can make the right investment. Right. So obviously, they fall in the category of savers. Then the avoiders. These are the people who avoid, and they are hesitant. They avoid when it comes to spending, they avoid when it comes to saving and also giving. They do not know how to manage their money. They are afraid, they're insecure. I know a friend of mine who had lakhs of rupees in savings account. And despite attending my sessions, he never took that step of going and saving and investing because he was avoiding. Then you have the hoarders. Today, if they read a news that tomatoes will be 250, 300 kg, what they do? First thing, they'll go quickly buy a lot of tomatoes, maybe stuff in the fridge and freezer, whatever, because they're afraid, they're insecure about not having enough. And we saw a lot of these during COVID, right? You go to the store and you find that uh, the shelves are empty, right? Because many people hoarded that. They were afraid that they will not get it. Although the government gave an assurance that essentials will not be affected. So these are the people who are hoarders, accumulators, stockpilers, not just about things, but also about money. They try to hoard things. Their goal is use that money to hoard. Then the hider, the secretive, cautious. These are, I would say, the most harmful in marriage. Because in marriage, communication and transparency is the key to building relationship. And if you or your spouse are secretive, hiders, then you are in trouble. Your marriage is in trouble. Are you a hider? What is your personality? Are you a saver or a spender or a giver? Status seeker, money monk, risk taker, investor, avoider, hoarder, or hider? What is your personality? Now, why is it important to know this? This is awareness, self awareness. Self awareness is a very important tool in your hands for anything in life, especially for relationships and to grow your wealth, right? The moment you know this is your personality and that is your spouse's personality, what you do, at least number one, you empathize, you understand, hey, this is your personality. Now, what has influenced this personality? We'll watch in the next video. I want you to think about this. Ask yourself, talk to your spouse. Hey, what do you think out of these 10? What is your money personality? And same thing you ask your spouse to talk about yourself. Ask, what is my money personality? What do you think? And the moment you realize this, then you can go back in time and see and connect the dots. Why did you or your spouse did something? For example, if one of you are spenders, right? And the other is a saver. Obviously, the saver thinks I'm superior than the spender. And the spender thinks, hey, why cannot my husband or wife at least spend some things on something good, right? In fact, in one of my another upcoming videos, we'll talk about what happens when a saver marries a spender or a spender marries a giver, right? There are various combinations. There are 6 combinations, and we'll talk about that in my next video. So hang on, stay tuned, keep watching these videos. If you've liked this, if you felt this is something new that you learned, something that will help your marriage, your relationship, and even more important, building your wealth, please like this video. And if you've not subscribed, subscribe to this channel. I'll be uploading more and more videos. Watch them and enrich your marriage and your building of your wealth. So, is he a saver or a spender? Is she a saver or a spender? Right? So, hope to see you soon in the next video.